What would you do? If your quiet life turned into a nightmare, if the woman next door, the president of your HOA, decided you didn't belong, just because you smiled too much, dressed differently, or because you had a past she couldn't control. This is the story of Kelley Mack, and how one woman's cruelty almost shattered her. Almost. Kelley Mack was 27 years old, a quiet, kind-hearted artist who just moved into a beautiful gated community called Willow Creek Heights. She saved every penny from her small art business to buy her first home. To her, this wasn't just property. It was peace, healing, a second chance. You see, Kelley wasn't always this calm. She grew up in a chaotic foster system. She had scars not visible, but heavy. And for once in her life, she thought, I'm safe here. That's until she met Karen Wells, the HOA president. Karen Wells was the self-declared queen of Willow Creek, 61. Loud, ruthless. She ran the neighborhood like a military base. Grass height? Measured. Mailbox color? Regulated. And God forbid your curtains were the wrong shade of white. When she saw Kelley moving in tattoos, vintage furniture, barefoot on her lawn, Karen frowned. Not because Kelley did anything wrong, but because Kelley was different. The next morning, Kelley found a notice taped to her door. Violation. Unapproved moving vehicle. Then came more. Grass 1 inch too long. Wind chimes too loud. Unregistered art equipment in garage. It didn't stop. Kelley tried to stay polite. She baked cookies, wrote letters, attended HOA meetings. But Karen wasn't interested in kindness. She wanted control. One evening, Kelley returned home to find her mailbox smashed and her garden trampled. She called the police. The report was filed. Nothing happened. The other neighbors? They stayed silent. Karen had scared them all too. One whispered, "Don't cross her. She made a family move last year just because their dog barked twice." Kelley cried that night. Not because of fear, but because she felt invisible again. Like in foster care. Like her voice didn't matter. But Karen didn't know something about Kelley Mack. She wasn't just an artist. She was once a children's rights advocate. A foster youth speaker who had testified before state lawmakers at age 19. She had survived 10 homes, 2 abusers, and a broken system, and she never backed down from bullies. So she started documenting everything. Photos, videos, emails, Karen's threatening voice messages. Then Kelley did something bold. She created a community blog, Willow Creek Voices. She shared her story carefully, respectfully, and opened a space for others to do the same. Within weeks, over 30 residents submitted their experiences with Karen. Anonymous, heartbreaking, real. At the next HOA meeting, the room was packed. Kelley stood, holding a folder of over 50 complaints. Her voice shook, but her eyes didn't. "Ms. Wells," she said, "this isn't personal, but the community is not your kingdom. It's our home, and we deserve peace." Gasps. Applause. One by one, neighbors stood beside Kelley. Karen's face was red. She shouted about order, rules, tradition, but the room was no longer hers. A vote was held that night. Karen Wells was removed as HOA president. Kelley didn't celebrate with champagne. She simply walked barefoot onto her lawn and smiled. The next morning, her neighbor, a 75-year-old widower, brought her sunflowers. Another woman, once too scared to speak, hugged her and whispered, "Thank you for giving us our voices back." The community slowly changed. Wind chimes returned. Children's chalk art brightened sidewalks. And for the first time in years, Willow Creek Heights felt like home. Kelley didn't just defeat a bully. She reminded people they deserved better. Sometimes, all it takes is one person with quiet strength and a brave heart to stand up for many. Kelley Mack didn't just change a neighborhood. She changed lives. If you believe in courage, in kindness, in stories that make us feel something deep inside. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to our channel, because someone out there needs to hear this story. And the next one might be yours.